Yeah, you already know what it is. It's your boy Joe Muggz. We got a new show for you. This right here is called Piff Talk. You know, it's the sister company of the private Piff company. You heard? And this is where we talk the origins of hip hop. We talk some current events. You know, we're really gonna leave that for all the people that really do this. What we do is that hip hop. I got some special people in the building, man. I got my family in the building. It's all love. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Scram.
How you feeling, my name?
Got Scram Jones in the building. What up?
Yo, what's going on?
And then to my right, the hip hop historian.
Word.
For Piff Talk. All facts. Yes. Miss Civilized Savage, aka All Facts.
I'm here.
What's good, Queen?
Again.
How you doing?
I'm back.
I appreciate everybody, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
It's a good night, you know what I mean, to talk some hip hop. You know what I mean? Just to keep everybody up to date.
And unleash, man.
You heard?
Let's go.
There's no filter. There's no filter on this. We out here. We pre-gaming, you know. I want to go ahead and start it off with the strain of the day. Shout out to the plug. You know what I mean? We got that KK, that Khalifa Kush on deck. Shit's fire. What you rate it? 1 to 10. Scram, what's up?
7.5.
Okay.
I'm harsh.
Is it better in the Dutch than the raw?
No. I just like Dutchess.
Okay. You a Dutch man.
I'm
That's
a Dutch
what's up.
man. It does taste better a little bit in the raw, but I like Dutchess, bro.
All right, Miss Civilized Savage, she don't indulge in such things.
No, she doesn't indulge in these
It's
things
strictly
anymore.
hip hop over
Not
there.
at all.
Right.
You dig? It's so much to talk about, man.
Yes, it is, man.
What's up, Scram? What you got on your brain, man? What's up?
Man, I'm just ready to go, man.
All right, so I want to jump into where we at. Because I definitely want to jump into first things first. It's the same as the last episode. Jay Prince. Y'all mind if we get into Jay Prince right quick?
Let's do it.
All right, so y'all know one of his artists or somebody that's affiliated to him allegedly was jumped in New York, robbed of his everything, and including a couple of chains. One being Almighty Jayz, and one being, from what I understand, Jay Prince's. So now he was invested. He jumped on Instagram. People didn't like how it happened. I'm just giving you the quick.
You're talking about the Rap-A-Lot chain, right?
Yes.
Okay.
People didn't like how you supposed to be all gangster, but you ain't even, you know what I mean? So you didn't even reach out privately. You just goddamn just jumped on social media with it. What's up? That's the young boy's move. What you doing, OG? Right?
Or did he?
We don't know what he did privately first or not. You know what I'm saying?
How old is this kid that got his chain snatched?
He's mad.
He's
young.
mad.
Like
young.
a teenager or
No,
like early
He's
20s?
Early
20?
20s for sure. Yeah, maybe 20.
Maybe just
I could
hit
be wrong,
20.
so I don't want to speak out of turn, but he's definitely young.
And
You
where
can
is he
tell.
from? The West Coast? Well,
Nah,
over
he's
there
from
in
the
Texas
East.
or somewhere?
Is it?
I don't know
they
where he's from, to be
Oh, okay.
honest.
I don't know
You're
nothing
right.
about them little niggas.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's from, to be honest with you.
Well, he was definitely in New York flossing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In the hungriest borough in America,
Yeah,
the
you know what I'm
Bronx.
saying?
The Bronx is the craziest place ever. I haven't been to the Bronx since
He
I was
definitely was.
15.
That's crazy.
Definitely.
And I'll never go back.
That's
I
crazy.
tell everybody that knows me knows that I will never go back to the Bronx. Last time I was in the Bronx, this don't have nothing to do with the
Nah, give it to
story.
me.
Right.
But the last time I was in the Bronx, I was with my friend Talea. Her aunt was a lawyer, so we used to go out there like on spring break, or we had a break from school. So we was in Webster Projects because she know everybody.
Right.
We go there and the lights go out. So you can imagine, I was
She
shook
got real quick.
real quick. I was like, I swear, I don't want to tell nothing that happened or nothing that allegedly happened.
right.
But I know I'll never go out of there again.
Damn.
I'll never go out there
She got
ever
real,
again.
real fast.
Real
Shout
quick.
out to the Bronx, Webster, you know what I mean, projects and all that. But so yeah, and you know those guys could have been from there, whatever the case was. But like you said, yes, it's hungry there, just like everywhere else, right?
Right.
And they ate boys' food. You know what I'm saying? And Jay Prince ain't like
They
that.
recorded it though, man.
Yeah, because that's the times.
It's the new wave.
They
They record
recorded it.
everything, so they make the police don't even have to work for their
Really?
salary.
Like,
we in the
really?
wrong business right now. You know what I mean?
Yo, that
Right.
You know.
That ass.
that bring me to a little conversation I was having with Porter, man. Shout out to Porter with the whole hot box situation going on up there in LI,
Yeah.
Long Island. You know what I'm saying? And He was saying the new drug is attention. You heard? But let me get back to Jay Prince so we get through it, so we lay this to bed, right? So I get up one morning or one afternoon or whatever it was, looked on my Instagram, and I seen that Jay Prince it was 7 minutes. The post was, he just posted it 7 minutes ago, and he was with French Montana, some other cats that I'm not too familiar with, right? But then, he was holding the chain. He got the chain back. You dig?
So he got the chain back.
He got the chain back. Jay Prince got the chain back, and this is after my son posted to him. I noticed everybody that was going at Jay Prince definitely had some respect on his name. You know what I mean? And he earned it. From what I'm hearing, I haven't really seen anything personally. All right, so now he got the chain back. First of all, how does this young boy look with the $150? It's nasty. 200 stitches, you know what I'm saying?
They Bronxed him up, because that's what they do.
They got him, right?
Not laughing at him, but they Bronxed him up.
And then he need his OG to get the chain back. Is that what the OG is supposed to do? Or did it just end his career by him having somebody else get his fucking chain back? How do y'all feel about that? You know how hip hop go, you know what I mean?
Okay, did he ever have a career? Because I never heard of him before.
It was blooming. It was blooming, I will say that. You know, but he definitely was on that bang bang shoot 'em up shit. He's the hardest nigga out, right?
But all of them do that, but they don't live by it. Like, so if you about all of that, you get your chain snatched. That's just the nature of the business. You know, that's the way we grew up.
So we're saying he was
this is a
actually
different
on
generation,
that type of
though.
music. He was. That's his type of music.
Yeah, it's
that what he
definitely
be
the
on?
air guns in the
Okay.
camera. You dig?
Okay.
Yeah, but don't do that. You have to live by that or not.
I
Like,
totally
there's no
agree.
in between from my generation. I'm speaking for my generation because they should take notes from us. Don't go out here wilding if you don't really live by that. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm
If
saying.
you can't fight, basically. You know what
If
I'm
you
saying?
can't
Talk to
do
him.
anything, like
Well,
you
hold
out
on.
here stunting and you can't
Now,
back it up.
Let me play devil's advocate on that.
Okay.
I totally agree.
Okay.
For the record, but devil's advocate is saying, okay, but the hardest nigga that's out here fresh out of Rikers, his knuckles is balled up. It's just what it is. His face
Mr.
is always
Softy
ugly,
on the
right?
low.
But hold on, that nigga, that put in work and is known in these streets. How efficient is that nigga against 15, 17,
No, what
23
I'm saying
niggas?
is that nigga would at least knock 2 or 3 niggas out and then go down. And then we'd have been like, oh, that nigga went out with a bang. Like, if you could fight, you gotta know how to fight. Like, all right, you see 17 niggas. If you're gonna run, you're gonna run. But 2 or 3 niggas gotta lay down before you get your ass whooped. You
And
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
difference from our
And that's the
era and this
difference,
one.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
and I'm not even a fighter, but I'm saying if I was a fighter, that's how I would carry it. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
Like, all right, y'all gonna jump me, but
That's a
the
fact.
first nigga that comes is getting knocked out. Second
Yeah.
nigga is gonna feel me, and the third
Immediately.
nigga is not going nowhere. So,
Immediately.
and the fourth and
You
fifth
gotta-
nigga is gonna be the niggas that's bing bing, and that's where I'm gonna go down.
You gotta
know what I'm
make an
saying?
example.
The
out
first
of
2, 3 niggas is
2.
going down. Though, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So, you know.
Okay, but you're the rapper. You're Almighty Jay. This is weeks later now. You healed up. You got tape and bandages and shit. And the big OG got the chain back. Flew to New York, got the chain back. What does that do for his career?
Well, the way I feel about it, and I don't know if this is gonna be too like nerdy or whatever, but this is the way I really feel. Like Jay Prince, that nigga's like almost 60 years old. Number one, let's just be real. Like,
Let's be
you
honest,
fight,
right?
you want a chain back, yo? Like, niggas not starving or nothing. Like, they ain't take his kid, they
it's
ain't
more
kill
about
his
respect.
kids or nothing. But
It's more
that's
about
stupid
yeah.
over a
I
chain
think
though.
it's more
Like,
the rap a lot thing. So it's like they stole rap a lot chain. So it's like I gotta go get
But a
that. That's what I
chain.
feel like he's talking about.
but
you
a
know what I'm saying?
chain though. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. Like,
oh no,
that's
I understand.
we
You're
have
almost
to
He's
60,
not looking
you know
at
what
it
I'm
like
saying?
that. He's looking at it like it's his name, not a chain.
Yeah.
It's his name.
That's why we have to look at it different, because why am my kids looking at this on TV and saying we got to get the chain back? That's the wrong message. So I don't care how they looking at it. That's why we have to start looking at stuff different.
So what
You
would you say?
54, this nigga's like 21, and you going to threatening niggas over a chain, like, and they get the chain back.
So what would you say? What would you have done in that situation as far as a nigga got your shit, like, you Jay Prince and some kids stole your artist thing, and you have this name in the streets that's supposed to, hold weight, and you got to handle things a certain way. How
Well,
do you
for
do
me,
it?
I wouldn't be out here stunting from the beginning. Like, I wouldn't be the type of person Jay Prince is. I mean, he is who he is, but I would never be like
No,
that. I'll
actually,
tell
no,
niggas from the beginning, like, yo, if you not about that, don't even stunt. If you
That's
go to
right.
New York,
That's
you
right.
get the chain took, and it is what it is. This is the real street
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Not the
So-
shit y'all talking on
You
wax.
go-
like
you
shit
go
is
get it
phony.
back. You know
You
what I'm
go
saying?
get it back.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and if not, then it is what it is.
Right.
Nobody going out there getting no chain back and all that. Like, I just want my money. If you my artist, give me my money. That's it.
Go
I don't
find
care
that
about
man.
the
That's
chain.
not
I don't
stop-
got nothing.
that
Go
chain-
find that man, B.
You can
man.
rap. You
Go
can rap
find that
with that
man.
chain or not,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
You can still get in that booth.
Is that you still get this money? That's all I care about. If you my artist, I don't got nothing to do with no
Nah,
chains.
I'm
That's the
assuming.
code of the street right there.
Yeah, that's the code of the street. But I'm assuming that he already influenced this kid and saying, "Hey, this is family. This isn't business." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
and now that's one of those situations where you got put up or shut up. If you've been selling this whole with
That's
family
what I'm
shit,
saying.
right?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just assuming, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, unfortunately for the media, a OG like that don't talk much. So we're only left to assume on a lot of shit, right?
Okay.
Like around the edges.
But can I say something about that?
Please.
That nigga does not scare anybody. He don't even
think he
scare
does.
me, and I'm a female.
I don't think he does either.
I think he's
But these
offended by
niggas
that,
is
though,
acting
now.
like
What?
I don't.
That
That we said
nobody's
it on
saying.
That he's not the big wolf no more, the big bad wolf no more.
But my thing is, how did he ever become the big bad wolf? Maybe we just come from a different place because, like Suge Knight, after I knew what he was really about, nobody fools me no more. These niggas is mad soft, yo.
No, but I feel like when Snoop was like, he got beef with Uncle Luke and them, and they saw him for the first time, and like 50 niggas jumped out. Snoop was like, so y'all real, you know what I'm saying? And he got checked by Uncle Luke, and this was on interviews, you know what I'm saying? And Luke talked about it. It's like you gotta check niggas in silence, you know what I'm saying? So Jay Prince is not that. Does he
We
not
don't know
check
what
niggas
happened in silence. We don't know.
Like Uncle Luke, you know what I'm saying?
We know as
You know
soon
what I mean?
as
Does he have his army? You know what I mean? Like, because Luke, you go down to Luke, Uncle Luke is also, you're going to get checked. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some of his homies, like, he's a legend down here. He's respected. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's
in
how.
silence.
I think that's how Jay Prince is, maybe, Because honestly, it would be more in your era. You know what I'm saying? Because, it wasn't in the 90s when he was doing it. It was more of a Suge Knight, East Coast, West Coast thing. Nobody was really talking about, rap a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And look how that story ended with Suge Knight. That's why I'm not even convinced that none of these niggas is
but I
what
feel
they
like
say they
I
are.
feel like he's a different type of dude. Like, I just compared him to Uncle Luke because I feel like, he's older, like an Uncle Luke. You know what I'm saying?
he's been through a lot of generations within the culture.
Yeah.
And up until now, he's been able to adapt. I mean, that's just my impression. He's been there, and I've always seen people speak of him highly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
So in your opinion, he handled it wrong?
well, niggas is followers, man. When one nigga respect this nigga or her, some shit he did and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it turns to 5 niggas, and now it's 10 million motherfuckers.
If you want my honest opinion, you putting on all this work allegedly, but the feds ain't check you yet though. They checking regular niggas out
He
here.
beat the feds. He beat the feds. They came at him, and he beat that case.
I need to research that thing because the
Yeah.
feds have a 98% conviction rate.
Exactly.
So if he beat them niggas, then
He
I'm
beat the
questioning
feds.
it like how?
Yeah,
He beat the feds.
You a street nigga, you putting in all this work on the low. How did you beat the feds? Now I'm skeptical about him for real. But hey, that's a different topic, right?
Yeah, word.
Definitely.
I'll
I
do the
mean,
research on it before I speak on it.
I encourage you to just read up a little bit on it because he's done some things, some honorable things, but not just laying the whole whatever in his lap. You know what I'm saying? It's
So
like,
what's considered honorable in your eyes? Because
Well,
killing another black man is definitely not honorable.
what pair of eyes are we looking through? Are we looking through the street eyes, where that get you stripes? Or are we looking through?
We have to. I guess that's the, we know we're looking through it. That's what lens we're looking through.
that's the lens,
Yeah,
right?
that's the lens we're
So in
looking
that lens, there it is. Not
Yeah.
saying that he's committed murder or anything. I don't know.
Right.
I really don't know. I know he beat the feds, and that's kind of all I needed to hear at that moment when I did hear it. But it could have been a drug situation. It could have been anything dealing with the feds, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be that murder or whatever.
I'm gonna do the research on
So
it.
does he have to do this every time somebody from his camp, allegedly gets,
I would like to
jumped
think that he's a little too busy for that.
Can I ask y'all a question though?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking if he's on Instagram, I didn't see the post, but if you on Instagram with the chain, talking about getting the chain back and all that, that's a form of snitching, is it not? Because
That's
he
why
called the
they
dude's
was on
names
his
out
ass.
and everything.
He's
That's why they was on his head, because they were saying he was snitching.
I didn't see it, but that's what I would think though.
You know what I mean?
You calling people's name out and all that, like
Yeah,
That's
it definitely went just like that. And he pushed the post button and posted that
He
shit.
definitely is in the picture with all
And
these
he's in there.
niggas.
And now the next picture is the joint with he's holding the chain with French Montana. Now.
Yeah, French and Jay Prince Jr. and.
So I
Muggz
guess that's the
Jr.
update. Us even bringing it up, that's the update. He has the chain. So Almighty Jay, the little dude, he got the chain back. Can we move on?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right. Anybody else got something they want? You know what I mean? That's on they chest. They want to get off or what?
As far as
Hip hop, man.
it's
The
all
culture,
hip-hop.
not just hip hop, but the culture.
Hey, man, Jay-Z, man, as always, man, he's
Talk
always
about it.
doing something amazing, and his album is being inducted into the National Recording Registry, man.
That's amazing, man.
You know what I'm saying? The Blueprint.
Overdue.
One of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites.
That's amazing.
Somebody that's not have in my lifetime. I mean, like volume 1 in like their top 3.
All right, let's dig into that though. Who else deserves it?
What do you mean?
They're having their shit inducted. As
He
far
should-
as the
he
hip-
shouldn't even have been the first one. Like,
Okay, but now that he is, who else should walk through that door, in your opinion? Just off the top of your head, I know.
off the top of my head, I would think more like a Dr. Dre. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Who's putting up with a Snoop Dogg from the West.
I'm
Just
sure
to name
Wu-Tang
two cats.
have already been through that road, and if they haven't, definitely them. Wu-Tang,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Number
Absolutely.
one, yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with all that smoke.
Yeah.
All right,
Wait. Were we talking about albums? Was that like an album thing? Because the whole Jay-Z
That
Blueprint album went.
that
so
album
what
went,
Wu-Tang
didn't it?
album is gonna go?
Okay.
Like, is a Wu-Tang album gonna
I
go
already
into
know
the
hers.
national?
The 36 anything Wu-Tang should
Okay,
go.
yeah, there we go. Word.
And Jay-Z, they should have put Reasonable Doubt because they re-released that in, like they released it twice. Do you remember when they released it twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
They released that twice.
Yeah, because nobody really knew about it, And,
It did good, but then it just did
Did,
super good, and it came back out. I don't want to say the year, maybe '97. They released it again, like they dropped it again. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
Anything Wu-Tang definitely should be in there
Okay.
first before everybody. That's my opinion.
Word. Before everybody.
Before everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even like a LL Cool J or you know what I'm saying?
Well, them niggas is from the '80s, so I'm not trying to disrespect
Word.
LL.
I mean,
I love them, but they
she's
not
them
my
niggas from the
era.
80s, word.
So from my era, I think Wu-Tang first. You know,
Okay, word. There you go.
definitely.
I do too. So
Okay. Yeah.
she's just saying what I would have said.
I understand. There you go.
Right?
And I guess from my era, I would put Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Because,
That's
not
my
really-
era too. No.
Well, no, I
It is.
mean, 36 Chambers, I really, I just wasn't a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
before my
you-
time. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
true.
That shit, man, because it came out of nowhere. And that shit, the beats, RZA was on top. RZA was in his bag for like 12, 13 years, just
Definitely.
slaughtering. All right. Motherfucking Piff talk, man. We talking, but I really want to talk. Y'all got anything? Come on, what's up?
I have something.
Talk to me.
Can we talk about underrated rappers?
Underrated rappers.
Nobody talks about. Everybody talks about everybody that's hot,
Top 5 and yeah.
right? But
Okay,
nobody
so-
talks about the underdogs. Like
Okay.
that's what I want to talk about. You know?
Okay.
Okay, and that's kind of a little something I want to talk about. But please, before we start, can we please define on this show what it means to be underrated?
Of course.
Let's handle that, and then we'll move on to who is underrated.
Okay,
Who?
underrated is a rapper who does not get the credit that they deserve. Like somebody that's super hot, but they only pay attention to like, I don't want to use nobody for an example.
I understand.
But maybe this artist might look better than this one, or he's more flashy than this one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they pay
Image
more
thing.
attention to him than they would for the nigga who's actually spitting. He's on the low. Remember, we had this conversation about the locks like 20 years ago. And I don't want to
Word.
say what I said because those are my favorite. Two of them are two of my top 5 favorite rappers. So I don't remember what I used to tell you. I think such and such was writing for. I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But in that case, they would think like Jadakiss is the man, which he is. But they will forget about Sheik Luch, which is my top underrated rapper. He's on my list. He's the #1 underrated rapper in the industry, period. And that's my opinion.
Do we need to do
Sheik Luch.
Do we need to do 5 or do we need just do 3? Let's
We
just
can do
3.
whatever. But
three.
Give me 2 more.
2 more besides Sheik Luch. You can go to
Scram.
Scram Jones
You
first.
gotta give me some time. I need to think on that.
You do?
Like I need a
I
second.
need to think on that too.
She
I don't
said
want to be
Sheik
unfair.
Luch. Yeah.
He's #1. Sheik
Oh,
Luch.
I'll name another one.
Okay.
Cameron.
You
I
think
name
so?
Cameron. I think
He
Cameron
deserves more.
I think Cameron deserves way more.
Although
than
he
people give him,
he
you know what
has
I'm saying?
enjoyed his career, but he does deserve
Yeah,
more.
He deserves. He's
Are we talking more money or more
more
status?
stature. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Okay.
deserves to be up when they talk about cats that put in work, albums, like full albums, you know what I'm saying? Cam has a couple classics.
You
You know what
got
I'm
some
saying?
classics.
He has a couple
I
classics.
can't take nothing away
You know
from
what I
that
mean?
man.
I can name 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
he has,
can we
you know,
just bounce off of each other? Like I
Okay,
named
yeah, let's
one
do
you
that,
did.
yeah.
Can you
So
name
you
it? We
said
just go
Sheik.
around.
Under,
said Cameron.
underrated.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but by the way, Sheik does have a classic album. You know what I'm saying? Walk With Me is a classic album. You know what I'm saying?
What is your definition of a classic album?
Classic album is something that you can start at number 1. It has
No skips.
No skips. It has skits. And it's actually over 10. Back in the day, it was more songs. So this one had, I think, 13, 14 songs. 15
And the
songs.
bars is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
He's the number one underrated
Yeah.
rapper
So it's like
in
Walk
America.
With Me.
I'm
Walk
telling
With Me
you.
is a nice album.
Nah,
You
I'm
can-
not disagreeing
you
at
can
all.
You can push play and let it go. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And Cameron, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Sports, Drugs, and
SDE
Entertainment.
album.
Like, come on. And then Come Home
I
With
mean,
Me.
but it's one
You know what I'm
thing.
saying? So it's like, come on. That's 2.
It's one thing to
And then
say.
Purple Haze, number 3.
Where
You know what
it's,
I'm saying? It's,
Yeah.
it's one thing to say underrated, but they're still getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like they still have the success and all that shit. I wouldn't call it underrated. That's why I'm conflicted right now.
Okay. So what would you feel? So Cameron made too much success to be underrated?
Cameron's good. Like
Okay.
his impact, right, to the game. That nigga was saucy.
Okay.
Still now saucy. Now he's doing a whole. Like I enjoy his whole social media situation. Like that shit's entertaining to me. His music, you know what I mean?
I don't want to talk about how much money they make. I'm talking about how they are like nobody recognizes
Nobody
them
mentions
enough.
them, yeah.
Like
when-
Sheik Luch, like I said, number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Number
agree
one.
with that. With Sheik. All right, well I'm gonna go out there and say Lloyd Banks,
Oh, of course, absolutely,
Okay.
right?
absolutely.
I was thinking that because I'm a bars nigga.
Yes.
Enough said.
Okay,
Right?
I got
but
one.
but with Lloyd Banks though, he didn't. I mean, and this is 50 talking. He didn't put the effort in. You know what I'm saying? His effort wasn't on it.
But his bars is still crazy though.
But that gets
Yeah,
deeper
but
because
underrated,
now we
like-
got to question whether do they deserve it or did they had it, the opportunity.
No,
Like,
but that-
underrated is underrated though, right?
Yep,
He still
absolutely.
put his contribution out there.
But he could have been better if he would
Absolutely,
have just
that's
had
what
more
I'm saying.
effort.
But
Like
he was
Nas.
good enough without even putting all his effort in. That nigga got bars. Lloyd Banks is crazy. AZ, definitely underrated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
And anybody else?
I
Like,
say Lloyd Banks. You gotta say Young Buck. Like Young Buck was like, you know what I'm saying?
you think so?
I like. He said you should spit it all together.
Young Buck,
But
yeah.
underrated though, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
That was a great placement within the G Unit. That
Okay.
was
like that's it. I
that
mean, I
was
just
it.
say that because he has a classic album. Does Lloyd Banks have a classic album? I mean, I like underrated, but I like to see the album. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be underrated to me if you didn't even have a classic album. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
So then I could say Fab.
Yeah.
Fabulous is he is an A1 nigga, but he
Yeah.
does not do good selling albums.
Albums, no,
the
he
whole
doesn't.
album he doesn't do good on.
Yeah, not at all. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so. That's my opinion.
I
Like,
need the Fab that was on that joint with Kiss.
So I need
Freddie
I need the
versus
Kiss
Jason.
that was on that thing with Fab then, cause they on the same boat with me.
That Fab.
Cause
is
can you
crazy.
name? Can you? Okay, you name a classic Kiss album?
Mm-mm.
Like we just said, Walk With Me was hard.
turn my mic off, yo, because that's my
Gang-
favorite nigga. Like, turn my
Gangsta and the
mic off.
Gentleman is a classic. She got one. Styles got one.
Turn my mic off.
Go ahead,
I'm
talk
not
to
gonna
me.
comment on that one.
Talk to me.
But another
Am I
one,
overstepping my boundaries?
no, my boundaries.
That's all
Me
they
speak
want.
no English.
Right.
Me no English, right? Go
How
ahead.
about Cormega? You might not know as much
Okay, yeah,
about
I know a little
Cormega,
bit. I know a little
but
bit.
he's underrated.
Yeah, I know a little bit.
Wow.
He's
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's on me again.
Yep.
I didn't.
What
I
about?
was listening to y'all. I didn't think about another one, but just off the top of my head, I could easily say, like, what is your?
What about?
I'm still questioning my definition of underrated.
What about Memphis Bleak?
No.
Didn't put enough work in. Just what you just said about.
Beans.
No, he's
No,
not underrated.
he's not
at all. Nope. Keith Murray is though.
Is
That's our hometown guy. Yeah, he's underrated. I definitely think so.
A lot of people give him his Just Do and Drink Champs.
Yeah,
Champs,
Keith Murray.
A few episodes they gave him Just Do.
But knowing him personally, we know like a lot of that with Keith Murray and them. Like this is just the bottom line. Like growing up under these niggas, You're not gonna change that nigga. So when you try to change him,
Right.
you're not gonna get the real him because they only know how to be themselves. Them is some real street niggas, yo. Like you know.
Yeah.
They some real street niggas. So like maybe some of that has something to do with it because you can't change this nigga from who he really is.
Right.
He's just only gonna be himself. That's only what he only knows how to be himself. All of them do. That whole crew. You know how that go down.
Right.
That's a fact.
But
All right, well, I was still trying to think, but I don't
about
have
Freeway.
Yeah, Freeway's hard. I like this few songs I just heard from Freeway on the show. I like a few joints.
Yeah, Cassidy.
Cassidy, I guess I'm gonna put him in the same
Cassidy
boat as
the
Fabulous.
Hustler.
Same boat as Fabulous and all, and with the album and the whole, not putting the whole body of work together. You know what I'm saying? He got the flow, but the beats and the production wasn't right. You know Can we do like the duos, like with top 5 duos?
Ooh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Instead of
What?
doing, like top,
You
top
mean
5
groups?
Yeah, like
duos.
groups. No, duos though, like two people. You know
duos,
what
of
I'm saying? Can we
course.
do like 2, maybe 3? I mean, I know the lives.
Who's
and all that,
first?
you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Who goes first?
Can we just
I'm ready.
Let's
Nas
piggyback.
and AZ.
Piggyback off of it.
Boom. Nas and
But you have to
AZ.
say, is that the firm? Or we just
Just
doing
Nas
2?
Well,
and
you said
AZ.
duo. You said duo.
Okay, duos, yeah, word.
Nas, AZ, on you. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, Capone and Noriega.
absolutely?
That's my number
Damn
one.
right.
Raekwon and Ghostface. I didn't mean to cut you.
But I knew you was gonna get that. But Prodigy and Havoc. What you all talking about?
Yeah.
Go. Outkast. Go.
Outkast.
Jadakiss and Styles P.
Whoa.
That's
Okay,
the
I
lock
like
That's
stuff.
the sickest
That's
duo.
Jadakiss and Styles P?
No.
Yeah, that's a
What
duo.
about-
They
yeah,
do
that's
music
right.
together.
That is right. I like that one. I like that one. That's nice.
Hey, yo, this is perfect because this is a topic that I had. So let me ask y'all. I'm going to give y'all names, right?
Okay.
And then you tell me who had the iller verse or who was iller. Right?
Okay.
I'm not going to give you a song name, or maybe we could. We could build from that.
Yeah, let's do it.
But the only one stipulation is that they both had to have had a song together.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, of course, I wanted to go ahead and start shit from the last show. Big and Jay, who was better? Who was better? When Big was alive,
Who was better?
What'd you just
who
say?
was better, Big
Period.
or Jay-Z?
Well, when they were alive, Biggie was better.
Biggie was better? Why?
Yeah, because I feel like Jay-Z didn't even come to himself. Was he even Jay yet? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even. And that,
Right, you
Biggie
right.
died in '96. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z was just becoming himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he died in
Before that,
97.
He had the other flow, his whole, it was a whole another dynamic going on. So I would
Okay,
say
you agree?
Yeah, I agree with you
I would say
100%.
Biggie.
Biggie definitely. And like I told him, I said, like, we never even thought when Biggie was alive,
Yeah.
that wasn't even a question
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
is
yeah.
anybody better than him? Nobody
Yeah.
even thought about
Right,
that.
right.
That was like an illegal question to even think.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You know,
We
you
did.
can't
We
even
definitely
think that.
handed him. I mean, but he showed improved more so after. Like I feel like his second album. Wow. I'm gonna keep moving. Red or Meth?
Redman is my pick, most definitely.
Yeah, I would say flowing wise, you would probably have to go with Redman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want
I love
you know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
Meth, but Red
Yeah.
Red had his foot in his ass.
I think Meth will tell you that too.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I went to their show and a couple years back, and Redman definitely got more hits than Method Man. Like when they were performing, they did some songs together. But Redman had way more content than
Yeah.
Method Man.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
definitely nicer.
Yeah.
But I like Method Man too. Bro.
Yeah, definitely. And they go good together.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? They go
Yeah.
good together for sure.
Okay. Havoc or Prodigy? Mobb Deep.
Yeah, that's tricky because I love Havoc too. I think Havoc is nice. And I don't know if y'all knew this, but Havoc wrote some of Prodigy's rhymes, like a lot of them. I heard, Yeah, he did. So, so I'm not going to take nothing away from Havoc. I definitely think he's nice. So
let's stamp on it. Who's nicer?
I don't know who's nicer.
I really.
Prodigy.
I guess
Come on,
I'll
just
go
say
with
it.
Prodigy.
Come on.
Okay.
If you say Havoc wrote Prodigy's rhymes, I'm gonna have to say Havoc.
He wrote some of them, a lot of
If
them.
you say a lot of, I'm gonna have to say Havoc. Yeah.
Sometimes it's about the delivery too, which I don't take nothing. Havoc is dope, but I guess I'll say Prodigy for right now. I might change my answer in the next show
the next
later
show,
on
right.
down the line. But yeah.
Jay-Z or Big L?
Jay-Z.
Which one we talking about? What song we talking about?
They
Jay-Z.
had a 10-minute freestyle joint.
Oh, that joint. I mean, I think flowing wise, I mean, I don't know, man.
Well,
I
Big
mean, I would have
L's
to hear it all
time
over
got
again.
his time got cut short too.
He's in one of
Yes,
the conversations that
absolutely.
we had off air. You know what I'm saying?
So Jay-Z.
I need an answer though.
I would. My head would probably tell me Big L. You know what I'm saying?
Eminem?
At his time, he was probably more seasoned.
Damn
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
Big
you know
L,
what I mean?
Big L killed that particular one I have in
Yeah,
mind.
I would probably
They
have to
didn't
say
have
Big L
to-
and that particular one. You know what I'm saying?
In
Maybe a
that
couple
particular
years.
one.
Yeah, maybe
Big
another
L
one.
cooked that shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say Eminem or Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
In the song, I would have to say.
What
Jay-Z.
song you have in mind? I guess they don't have
Renegade?
that one.
The Renegade
Ah,
joint.
Renegade.
The
that
Renegade
shit.
joint, I would have to go with.
For
you
the
know what I'm saying?
listener, that was great for us.
Yeah.
We won, but as far as them
Yeah.
two,
That nigga said I stood at the fork in the road and went straight. Like, you know. Come on.
Jay-Z
Jay-Z's
said-
second
Yeah.
verse, his second verse was fire. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, no.
I'm going with Jay.
But some people will say Eminem only because they heard Nas say it in Ether, that he murdered you on your own track. And I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
believe
yeah.
that. Like, I
Yeah,
think
no.
Jay-Z killed that
No,
shit.
they definitely.
They were
you know,
beefing then.
He didn't.
Yeah,
no,
that's
he
why
didn't-
he said
I don't
that.
say he. I wouldn't say Jay-Z killed him on it, but you know, Eminem held his own. But
No,
you know,
people
and at
said
the end,
that.
At the end, you know, at the end of the race, I would have to say Jay-Z took the, you know,
But
took it.
people say that
Eminem definitely held
Eminem
his
killed
own.
them because of the beef. So people are being followers. They know Jay-Z was better, but they saying
That's always the
Well,
case.
They're probably saying Eminem killed him because, you know, you listen to the flow, you know, the way he was on the beat. You know, it was. But if you listen to what they talking about,
Right.
then it's like, oh, okay, you know, real hip hop. You know what I mean? But if you listen to the flow, of course you would say Eminem because the way he, you know, the cadence on the beat. You know what I'm saying? The way he
I
was
agree.
in and out, you know, up and down on it. So, you know, in that aspect, yeah, I can understand why you would say that. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z or Kanye?
What?
Jay-Z.
Ye shined a couple of times, y'all. Come on, man.
Yeah, he had one good album.
Come on, y'all.
Look, me personally, I would like
Now,
Ye
you
more.
right.
I would
I
like
agree.
Ye more on the
But I'm
beats.
just
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? But that's not even because
It's
he
because
was
I'm talking
bugging.
about don't let your recent beliefs or dislikes
and that's
in
what I
Ye,
just said. But
you know what I mean?
his first album, that joint was hard.
Yeah, the first
That
album,
first
and that
album
was
is
it.
classic.
After
that
that,
was
I'm done.
a classic album. You know
Definitely
what I'm saying?
was.
But after that, what was that joint called? I forgot.
What the
fuck was that
College
shit called?
Dropout.
College
yeah.
Dropout.
But he still, even on
Classic.
that album, he still was never better than Jay-Z. But my thing is,
No.
I don't have nothing to do with the way I feel about him. He has 10 different personalities. Like, I'm not about to feel sorry for him because Tupac was the same way.
Let's
So
go.
be consistent. Like, I don't know
Talk
who the
about
fuck
it.
you are.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
talking about black this and black that. His whole life story ended up being about that song Gold Digger. That is that nigga.
Yeah, it is. Word.
Except those are his real kids.
Word,
the
word,
bitch
word.
don't have other kids about somebody else, but the
Yeah.
whole song is really his life.
Word.
So I can't fuck with inconsistent niggas.
That's right.
Straight up.
Talk to me.
And that's what he is to me.
All right. And we're going to have a conversation about that more in depth. I got two more. These are good ones. Lil Wayne or Juelz Santana?
Lil Wayne.
L's.
I would have to say I don't know, man.
Consistency
That's
once
hard.
again.
That's hard. Oh, consistency.
Keep
We're
that
talking
in mind.
consistency over Lil Wayne by
Oh,
far.
by far. Yeah.
But if we talk, I don't know
I
because I'm
just don't
not
know.
big
I'm
on
just-
that particular album. I can't feel my face joint.
I
I'm not
loved it.
big on that joint. I'm not big on that joint.
L's had his foot in his
Yeah,
motherfucking.
and I'm pretty
man.
sure he did it on the album,
On
and I
every
can
song.
understand.
From what
see
I heard like
yeah.
18 songs.
I see where you're coming from on that. I definitely see where you're coming from.
L's. I
'Cause
expected
flowing
Wayne.
wise.
I went into it expecting Wayne to
Yeah,
be, you know what I mean?
word.
But L's was talking.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Cole or Kendrick.
J. Cole, absolutely. You can't even put that nigga in. I know a lot of
Whoa,
people
why?
like to do that, but in my opinion, like that's like putting Jay-Z up against everybody. You just can't do that. And I like Kendrick Lamar. He's smart, but not up against J. Cole. Not at all.
Honestly, okay, so I'm gonna say something. Both
I mean,
of
let's
them,
compare all the categories. We got bars.
You know,
Let's
me
go
personally,
bars.
I think Kendrick's first album is one of the best albums.
Talk
I've ever
about
heard.
it, man.
You know what I'm saying? Mad City, Good Kid, Mad City.
Talk about
is
it.
one of the best. He had skits. It's a long. I think you need to. If you haven't heard the album, that he hits your skits like Redman. Like you just played that skit. He has like 3 or 4 skits that you be like, oh, that
And he
album.
got bars, but I don't think he's
But-
topping J. Cole.
He's overall. I said classic albums earlier, and I can't fall back on it. You know what I'm saying? I would have to give the nod to Kendrick on classic albums because I mean, the other album was Cole. You know, you just have to get right and just sit back and listen to it. But
Cole or Kendrick, bro?
Cole. At the end of the day, I like Cole, but I like Kendrick's first album. Honestly,
Cole.
bottom line.
Can I ask y'all a question about Kendrick Lamar? Because I don't know too much about him, but he's also hard to figure out. Like, I look at the whole package when I think of who I like.
Well, Cole is hard to figure out too then.
Not really, but because he's kind of been the same kind of way. But as far as Kendrick Lamar, didn't he have a song called Drink before when he talking about the lean and all that? And now the nigga's conscious. Then the nigga had, I don't know.
I thought it was about liquor. Said a pool full of liquor or something like that.
Yeah, but then you conscious. It's like, I understand they go back and forth with who they are, but who are you? Because a couple years ago you had that, then you had bitch don't kill my vibe, then you not calling girls bitches, then you like be humble. So I'm confused. I don't like being confused when it comes to rappers.
And that's understandable.
I like people that are consistent, who are always the same person. So that's
a
what
good point. I never thought about it like that.
That's the only way I can judge these rappers is on consistency.
You got songs on every dynamic, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being versatile, but when you sending different messages, I can't fuck with you because I don't know who you really are. Are you a conscious rapper or what are you?
Right.
Because you had to talk about liquor, then you talking about females, they black queens and this and that. So which one is it? Then you say, bitch, don't kill my vibe. So which one is it? I fuck with consistency.
Yeah, because he did go from Good Kid, Mad City to what the next joint was. I mean, don't get me wrong, was like Pimp a Butterfly.
That goes back to what I was saying. That's an artist trying to find himself within the industry.
But that's what separates our era from this one, because I don't know who these niggas are, and I'm not disrespecting them, but that's why I prefer to listen to old school music all day.
That's why we're here, man. I appreciate having y'all. This whole thing just came about because I had some extra time today, and I was chilling, and I was thinking about, tonight's show, right?
Right.
And I was low with it, right? And it's a lot of people that I hold in high regards, but if I pit them against somebody, it's like I don't know until they have to be on the same song, and then that's when I can, you know what I mean? So that's where all this came from. Yeah. Like they have to be on the same song.
You didn't mention Jayz and Jay-Z. They had a few of them joined together.
Let's not mention
you feel like there's a need.
His own. No, I'm not saying
Come on, bro. You feel like it was a need to.
Yeah, definitely was.
You can't just keep putting Jay-Z up against random niggas like it.
But he had one with Lil Wayne too.
One more.
Not saying that they won, but
one more.
Honorable mentions. How about that?
Yeah.
And we're saying only at the period when they're both alive, both in the industry, both are in their prime, right?
Right.
One more that just hit me. Bun B or Pimp C?
Damn, that's a good question. Cause Pimp C is my nigga,
Me
but
personally,
Bun
I would
B
say
be
Bun B.
snapping though, man.
Yeah, I would say Bun B.
Me too.
But a lot of people probably would say Pimp C.
Yeah, I would say Bun B. He be snapping. Yeah, right.
I like Bun B.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a segment of the show right there of Piff Talk. It's just plain and simple. Who was better?
Right.
Who was better?
How about Emilio Sparks and them, the state property niggas? Emilio Sparks.
I fucked with state prop.
Oh,
see, that's what I'm saying. Like the conversation just continues to open up. Emilio Sparks is one of the nicest niggas in hip hop. Period. His voice is sick.
Yep, you're right about that.
His voice, just alone, I'm telling you.
And Oskino, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he's nice too, but Emilio's that nigga though,
yeah.
yo, for real, he is.
Petey Crack got a couple hits, like they got like that whole state property movement. That joke was nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. So I'm looking in my notes. You know what I mean? I had some other things going on. Like I don't know how important this is to y'all, but the whole Wendy Williams situation, I had that in my notes. Did y'all want to talk about that, or are we moving on?
Well, I can comment about Wendy Williams if you don't mind. She's not that important enough to talk about on our lit show, but I don't feel sorry for Wendy Williams. She's a fiend. She's in a sober house. Oh, well. She been wrecking people's lives since the 80s. My mom used to listen to Wendy Williams. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I was a little kid hearing, I'm like, why is she talking about everybody? She been doing this forever, and now she want people to feel sorry for her. I have no sympathy for Wendy Williams. She been a bass head. She's a bass head now. It's whatever. I have no sympathy at all.
There you go.
None.
All right, and that's that, right?
And she's a man on the low. I still believe that.
Yo, she's shaped like...
Shaped like what?
Like a gym teacher.
You mean built like?
Shout out to Jay Carter in the building. What up, boy? What's good? Appreciate you stopping by, man.
I know one of my favorite Jay-Z song ever. I'm telling y'all, this is when I knew that he was my favorite rapper for sure. The Dead Presidents, the first one with the video when the nigga was in the GS3 and all that.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. I still, because that's a different one than what's on the album. And I'm that's crazy. That's the craziest song ever. And I was like, yeah. Just the whole setup with the GS and all that.
So what's up, Miss Civilized Savage? What you got for me?
Okay.
What's going on out here?
Can we talk about favorite lines in songs? Is that okay with y'all?
Like just the bars?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like
wow.
openers and closers.
Okay.
You know, like how we did with the John Blaze thing. Like you said, you like how Nas opened the song.
Yeah.
And then we talk about finishers, like people that close out the song, like the last person to do the verse or whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it.
Am I starting?
So like features
Yes.
we talking about, like.
Well, just like, yeah, like say if it's more than one person, like a group or a group of people on the song. Like, for example, one of my favorite closing lines is on Triumph, Raekwon's verse. He closed the song out. His verse was crazy, man.
Oh, wow.
When they was in the cage and all that, remember him and Ghostface?
Yeah, I do remember that.
That's hard.
Fire.
Oh man,
That's a good
another one you put
closer.
on the spot.
All right, well, go
Joint is
ahead.
fire right
because
there.
as you giving us yours, we're going to be over here trying to figure out ours.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
How about Prodigy? The nigga said, I break bread, ribs, $100 bills.
How
hard is that, though?
Yo, why you gonna do me?
Wait, I quit. I'm
Hold
done.
on,
Hold on,
that
note.
was it.
Yeah.
Come on now, you put the pressure on us now.
Put the pressure on you.
Wow. Okay. I ain't ready yet. I'm just saying.
I'm
okay.
not ready either, but it's like, God, you got another one for us?
Yeah,
like,
I do. How about AZ on Life's a Bitch? How Nas started it. So Nas is crazy, but then AZ, I mean, both of their verses, I really can't decide, but the way that the song starts is crazy, and then AZ's verses crazy too.
I can dig that.
Okay, how about this is one of my favorite ones on Imaginary Players when Jay-Z said, ain't no platinum in them Cartier, switch your frames, ain't no manicures on board, then switch your planes. He just insulted niggas on the low, because if you can't even step your game up like that, how you gonna live? Like,
But he was known for that, especially during his early years. It was like, nigga, you in the 4.0, I'm in the 4.6. What's the difference? Like 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker, beat it.
I got one. Styles P joint off the Holiday. He said, if you heard from the P, you ought to know it's the truth. I get you kidnapped and raped and thrown off the roof.
Whoa.
Like, woo!
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, like, I had to go back and think, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually go on my songs and one of my songs, you know what I mean? So I had to go back and think.
You know how it be, man, when you hear something.
Yeah,
someone
son,
just hit your soul,
yeah.
bro. It's like, ugh.
One of your favorites, Method Man on Shadowboxing. Remember how he starts off the song with him and the Jizza? That's sick. And of course, Sheik Luch, how he started off Reservoir Dogs. That's the nicest right there. He just, I mean,
I'm still gonna stick with Jay. I'm gonna stay consistent.
Okay.
You like that, Miss Civilized? Jay, man. The whole Biggie thing, and he said he's big enough to do it. I can't. I need to play
What
it.
more can I say?
What
That's
more
the song
can I
that is.
say?
Yeah, that's on the Black album.
Do I need to play that right quick? He
That
explained
was it.
everything right there. Plus, he knows his own. Plus, and we know his own flow is foolish. So that's my bar. That's my bar. All right, Scram Jones.
How about when Jay-Z was robbing niggas in Friend or Foe? I'm taking it back a little bit further. But you robbing a nigga, you mad calm. Remember the video? He was standing at the van.
Yeah.
He was like,
He said, friend or foe, yo. What
State
you
your
know what I'm saying?
business,
Yeah. You tend to know. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he talked to him.
I
You
know.
know what I'm saying?
He's
That's
talking.
right. Yeah,
He's
you're
talking.
right.
yeah.
He did talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
But he was robbing him
talk
at
to
the
me,
same
my nigga.
time. That
Nah,
was
Jeezy
crazy.
had one. I had to go back in the joint again. He
Jeezy?
said, Jeezy. No, because this was a joint with Jay-Z and Jeezy. He said, in the kitchen about to make some magic, then spin it all in magic. I pulled up to my partner in traffic, gave it to him. It was all in plastic. Like,
Ooh, that is
come
sick.
on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's sick. That's
Like,
sick.
pulled up to my partner in traffic, gave it to him all in plastic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
that's
crazy.
hard.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I'm
is
saying?
hard.
And that's why I mentioned Jeezy and Jay-Z. You know what I'm
As
saying?
a
Like,
duo.
honorable mention. Yeah, as a duo, and the other one as an
That's
honorable
fire.
mention. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm with you.
That
Like,
is.
because that had, I done seen it all. Yo, them two on that song.
I remember
Crazy.
that
Yo,
song.
because it's there. They're telling in a verse. They're telling everything. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And like I I don't know how long it is, but it's like, and I'm gonna give it to you in this one verse. I'm gonna tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying?
That's
both
crazy.
of them, and he did it, and he did it. And yo, I'm not even gonna hold you. Jeezy held his verse in that because he went through like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was excited about that song. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. That's facts. Definitely. How about in Beanie Siegel's another one with the crazy lines? This nigga said, "I make you shiver in the middle of June.
Yeah.
Paint a picture so vivid you can hang it up in your room."
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
How you gonna make a nigga shiver in the middle of June?
Yeah, that's
The
right.
It's
fuck?
actually a lot of joints. That was hard.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. Beanie Siegel's my nigga. Like,
Hey, yo, so let's revisit this.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was about
Okay.
to keep going. You ready? Okay.
Let's come back.
revisit.
Let's come. No, well, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Cause I was gonna.
We can do what we want. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. If you want to keep going, but that's something like I feel like we could give that a whole hour alone. That shit is fire. That's talking about the golden era, and just hip hop, man. When shit was pure, shit was in its prime. I don't know where it went now, but it can always come back too.
Everything repeats itself.
Fire. What else we got? Scram Jones,
Man, I'm good, man. I was about to.
Jay Carter. What up? What you got, my nigga? See, that's the younger generation right there, right?
The younger generation.
What you liking out here in these streets right now?
We would actually have to put him on the spot and ask him, one of these verses. But I don't know.
Yeah,
What he
he's
working
in the
with.
building, man. Talk to us.
But you know what? He actually kind of grew up with us too, so he got
Yeah.
that different flavor. He got like an old soul because he knows all of our music too, and he's younger.
I fuck
than
around
us.
and say Jay-Z too.
So, yeah, is that your? That's my favorite rapper. Okay.
Would Tupac be on your list? Because he's not on my list, and I don't care who gets mad at me.
Top
It's a
five,
matter of
nah.
opinion.
Nah, he's not.
No, he's not even on my list. Period. Like,
Okay. Not even about
But
the
I mean, I
bodies
like
of
to
work
listen
he's
to
put
his
in.
music, though.
Because I'm not a Pac fan by far, but the bodies of work he's put in, you know what I'm saying? Out of respect factor, you know what I'm saying?
It's not a
Because
respect factor.
Even somebody was like, yo, I'm a Pac fan, but I ain't gonna put Biggie on my joint. Out of respect, out of the movement, you gotta put both of them on. Even a 6-man, the honorable mention, something.
the reason why I would never put
if you
him
don't make
on,
it 6-man, he gotta make at least one honorable mention. You know what I'm
never.
saying?
Only because he has no clue who he is. Brenda got a baby. Keep your head up.
Different
Prodigy,
eras,
I
though.
hope you die.
Different eras though.
Shoot him up. I can't
as a
do
devil's
it.
advocate, I'm not a Pac fan again. As a devil's advocate though, Brenda's had a baby. That was before Suge Knight. Suge Knight came and now he wanted to
Well,
start
that's his
popping
fault that
shit,
he was
you
a
know what I'm saying?
follower. That's not. I have nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
look, that's totally understandable. I was
He'll
just
never
making-
be on my list
just trying to
ever.
make a point. Word. I can
Rest in
understand
peace and all that, but you're not on my
it.
list
I can dig it. Yeah, word.
because I don't know who you really were.
Yeah, word.
If you was Brenda's got a baby, keep your head up, dear mama, maybe we can holler.
Yeah, I agree.
Or even if you was consistently like, yo, fuck these niggas, whatever, I can, because I like niggas that talk that
So
talk.
if he would
but
have never said, if he would have never made Hit Him Up, he would be good.
no, not if he would have made Hit Him Up and made all his songs the same way.
Yeah.
Like, cause the New York niggas is, for the most part, they mad consistent. Like Jada Kiss and them, they don't be trying to, except for Why, but that was good. Like the song Jada Kiss Why, that was a political song. So it's not like he was switching up or nothing.
Right. He just
You know,
asking why.
that's
Yeah.
it. Even Knock Yourself Out, when he changed the beat, he still wasn't commercial because of that. Like, that was just a beat. But when you're not consistent, you're not on my list. And
So
I don't
Pac
care.
wasn't consistent.
No, not at
He
all.
wasn't consistent at all.
Not at all. I don't know who that guy was. I don't think that guy knew who he was,
Probably he was mad young, so there's no way he knew who he was.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know who you are,
Yeah.
I'm young. I don't know about y'all. I know who
I'm
I
over
am.
30. There's no way he doesn't even know who he is yet. You know what I'm saying?
So you think so?
Who?
You think you giving him a pass because you saying he was too young to know who he was?
Yo, how old was he when he died?
Like 25, 26,
How old
something
are you
like
right
that.
now?
25.
Come on now.
But Biggie knew he was
He
consistent.
didn't really know who he was either, but he just was more balanced. Like he had more of a balance in life. He wasn't a follower. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I don't know if they knew who they were or not, but balance is the key. Consistency.
Yeah.
That goes along the same lines. Jay-Z, all of them. They
No,
consistent.
Yeah, but is that same thing as balance?
Balance. In a way, I think so. Because, I mean, even if you don't have one, if you have the other, then you have something.
Yeah.
So we have something to go by. But you like Brenda got a baby, and then you like I hope niggas die. Nah, I'm not really feeling all that.
Nah, I can definitely.
Be
get that.
one or the other. If you a
Word.
killer, then stay a killer. I'll still listen to you, but I don't want to see you switch up so much.
Okay.
Because it's from one extreme to the next. It's not like,
So you feel like the East should have went harder at him when he did all of that, or they did the right thing?
Do I think that who should have went harder?
The East, like the East Coast, like do you think they should have just?
I don't think they should have responded. I wouldn't respond to a fool because I don't do that. You know, it's no point. That was stupid. Like, why you responding? That's like people now. They do that now too. They talk mad shit and then like Dame Dash. She's a fucking clown.
I like Dame.
Have you been watching him recently?
Yeah, I'm watching him.
So after Lee Daniels gave him the money, now the niggas switch up again. Come on, he got a problem, yo. Like he's a fucking clown.
So Spike Lee too then.
I never fuck with Spike Lee though.
Okay.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah. Just want to make sure because he did that 3 years ago. He's like fuck the Oscars and all this extra shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now this motherfucker is when he jumped in Samuel Jackson's arms. I saw that shit on IG. I said I almost dropped my fucking phone. I almost dropped the fucking phone.
He jumped in his arms?
He jumped in Samuel Jackson's arms, bro.
For what? What was the
He
point?
won the Oscar.
But then, yeah, he was saying F the Oscars and all that. But then,
3-4 years ago, fuck the Oscars and Everlist and that and that, and now, now they, you make a Black Klansman movie,
and now
all of a sudden,
see, I can't mess with that.
They give you the nod, like, we need your audience back. You fucking up our audience, so we're gonna give you this Oscar so you can bring the audience back.
But see, I didn't like Spike Lee ever since. I don't know if y'all remember who Chamillionaire is, that rapper from the West Coast.
Yeah.
When he told the story about Michael Jordan, how Michael Jordan dubbed him, he was like, I don't take pictures with niggas. That's what Michael Jordan told Chamillionaire. Did you hear that? Okay, so then he went to Spike Lee and was like, Spike Lee, he's tripping or whatever. And Spike Lee was like, nah, that's just how he is. So I didn't like him ever since then, because why didn't you take up for him? Why didn't you take up for him, He was just like, that's just how Michael Jordan is and this and that. To me, that's mad fake.
Basically.
Yeah, and ever since I heard that, I don't mess with Spike Lee because you being mad phony. Like, you're not supposed to tell him it's okay just because he's Michael Jordan for him to say, I don't take pictures with niggas. I don't like that fake shit, yo.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're going to say one thing, mean it, and stand by it.
Yep, and that's it.
Yeah, word.
This reminds me of Britney. Cause I think she had this on her phone a long time ago. Remember when people used to have when you call the phone?
Fabulous Breathe.
This reminds me. I always say this when I hear this song. That's crazy that he played that. You remember you had that on your phone in like 2002, 2003?
Breathe by
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah,
Every time I
yeah.
hear this, I say it reminds me.
I'm just playing random beats right now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't like inconsistency.
Yo, man. I appreciate y'all. Anybody else got anything going on?
We should not stop.
What you got?
That was
Anything?
good, man. It's all good with me, man. This was a nice one.
That's what it is, man. This is Piff Talk,
I'm just glad to be
aka
here.
5 Mics, man.
Too.
That's what this is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, episode 1.